Welcome back to the Everyman Guys. I'm Jim,
I'm Will.
and this is our Thursday episode
Correct.
that we're shooting on a Monday.
Correct. Trying to get a little more time in between our posts
yeah. So,
rather than filming on Tuesday.
Because we film on Thursday, we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to get it ready for upload on Tuesday. When we shoot on Tuesday, we have Tuesday.
Yeah, it's not really. It didn't really make sense, but we didn't really think about it.
No,
it was kind of just like Tuesday, Thursday,
Tuesday, Wednesday, because we have church Wednesday nights.
Yeah,
so it's a little harder too. So it's a little less crunch for time. So we're going to start doing Monday. Trying to.
Yeah, we'll still get it on Tuesday and Thursday, but
that's
we'll be
release
filming
schedule
on Monday and Thursday.
Correct. So it's kind of like a beginning of the week kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's a good way to start the
weird.
week. I know.
It's weird though, because it feels like we should be beginning the week on Tuesday, and we're wrapping our weekend up.
But it'll be really nice to have that extra day.
Yeah.
To the next till we have to upload again.
Definitely. Yeah.
So in the works. Several things in the works.
We should just do that as our opener all the time. As our opening subject. In the works.
In the works is, take it away, Jim.
Is we are on track for getting the Rodecaster Pro 2 for our setup here.
I would say that's the biggest in the works item.
Yes, because it is in the works. It is on its way as we speak. So in the next week or two, hopefully in the next week or two, we will be recording on a new sound system. It'll sound better. It'll sound nicer. It'll be easier for us to control and
I think that's
branch
the biggest
out
thing.
with. It'll be easier to.
Our end will be much easier.
Yes, and the reviews are great on it, so we're excited for that.
Yeah.
We're also working on our short film contest. We're working on our short film UR2.
Yeah,
which is going great, and we're excited. We're excited.
The newest
Will.
contest. We are going tomorrow to block and kind of plan it all out and see what the shots are going to look like.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be rough. It's going to be a little bit tight for me.
Busy schedule
just based on what we're doing here. But I have stuff, home projects I'm working on. So it's going to be a lot. But we are striving to keep up with 2 episodes a week. We'll let you know if it changes. But
yeah,
our plan is to keep going 2 episodes a week and keep you updated as we go.
Yes,
and we're uploading our first episode. We're going to do a test run with episode 5, our Olympics episode. We're going to do a test run on Spotify and Apple Music.
Yeah, we're going to try to figure out that tonight.
Get that uploaded, get that to you guys.
And then Instagram Reels, start posting clips of that. That is an easy one. We know what to do. It's just a matter of doing it.
Yes.
But yeah, we kind of want to just sort of get more people interested, get more people viewing, get more people sharing, and
getting more people.
So
pretty much,
that's in the works.
That's what's in the works, people. That's what's in the works.
Maybe we can have that as like a custom button
and we have to get a intro.
An intro. Yeah, we'll work on that.
And a jazzy kind of intro.
Yes, because we kind of have like a. I was explaining it to someone at work today, like what the setup, like the goal, and I said it's sort of like
we almost
speaking
died.
Of
setup.
That just fell. I'm gonna fix it live on the air.
Live on the air.
Yes.
Well, but this could be edited.
Yeah, but it's not because we're good.
Should not have looked straight up.
Hold on, we're still good.
We are a work in progress here, everybody. We are a work in progress. What can we say? Duct tape and cloth.
You gotta keep the troops
and bright lights in my eyes. He's duct taping.
You got this.
He's duct taping fabric to a light so that the light is more on our face. Listen, we never said we're the Everyman Guys. We're not the high budget. Have a cool new studio.
Look at that. We're back.
1% guys.
We're back and we're golden.
We're the Everyman Guys.
Yeah, we do it.
The Everyman.
Get it done, whatever it takes.
We work.
You never know what you're going to see on the Everyman Guys.
You never know. Usually, it's 99% just us sitting here on a couch.
That's fair.
But the
sometimes
1%,
sometimes
a piece
not.
of cloth falls.
And we think we're going to die because I legitimately
thought the world was ending.
That was it.
Yep. That was the black cloud.
Anyway, I was just describing the set, and I said it's kind of like a jazz club, like
a little bit
moody scene type situation.
If you can
that
only
was the
see
plan,
this, it's a jazz club moody situation.
Yeah.
If you can see
from our end, it is.
It is not.
Very much so not.
Very much so. But it's nice. It's a good place to shoot. We're very blessed and happy to be shooting here.
Thrilled.
Be shooting on mics, be getting a new sound system, having a camera that is perfect.
Yes. So much.
And lighting and Will's hard work that he puts into the lighting.
And Jim's hard work to getting on Apple Podcasts.
Yes. And me getting here.
And Instagram Reels.
Yes. I don't do as much as Will, but I'm working on doing as much as Will.
That's the way it goes sometimes when you're getting started, because you don't really have the opportunity to do as much yet. Yeah. But we're figuring it out.
Exactly.
To where we can kind of split the workload. Yeah. Because again, this isn't something we're just doing for fun. Yeah. We want this to be something that's easy to maintain. Yep. And the way to do that is kind of having an outlet and a source for everything that we want to get done.
And as this show matures, we so mature with it.
Thusly
and protruding forthright
and thusly. Yes. Jim, what's the topic about today?
We are getting to the topic. That'll also topic time.
Topic time.
It is music too controlling in our lives? Does it play too big of a role in our moods, in our daily happiness / sadness / anger?
And do we rely on it?
Do we rely
too
on
much?
It? That's a good way to put it.
And
I think we come from two different perspectives here, though, so that'll be fun. I feel like people find it more fun when we have two different perspectives.
I think
we find it more fun.
Do you want to know what I think, Jim?
I do.
All right, well, here's the thing. Here's what I think.
Okay.
Is that you are more reliant on music than I.
Yes.
Because you are more of a music listener than I.
Yes.
Here's
that's the end of the show. We're very formal here.
But like, for example, if we're driving anywhere and there's other people in the car, I will not turn on music unless it is like, oh, we're all tired and listening to music is like what we're gonna do.
Right.
But like, if we're gonna have a conversation and everyone's gonna be talking, or there's even a chance that like someone's gonna be having a conversation, I'm not gonna turn on music because then I can't focus on the music and what they're saying. And I also don't want it to come off as being like rude, as like, oh, I'm trying to listen to this music, but they're talking and then they feel like they have to talk over it.
Right. You see.
But I know you're not that way.
I'm not considerate of other people's feelings.
I know you hate everyone and don't care about anyone.
Exactly. That is why I do it. No, I listen. I put on music every time I step foot in my car. I put on music when I go for a walk. I put on music when I'm just bored. Music is like relaxes me, I feel like. So like when we're driving, I usually put it on and put it really low. So if we stop talking, I'm like, okay, just adjust the music a little bit. You know what I mean? Just as like a base, and then the conversation on top of. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I get that.
To where I feel like it's comes down back to just kind of our personalities, is because you hate it when there's a lot going on at once. A lot of people talking at once. You know what I mean? So like I for one know, am I doing it again? Am I not talking into my mic?
No,
I feel
you're
like
good.
I'm doing it again.
You're good.
Okay, I'm just checking. I need to make sure. To where I am more like I can ping off at everybody. You know what I mean? Like I can kind of focus on everybody's conversation all at once, whereas you hate that. Not that you can't.
Hate it. I know it is the opposite. I hate it. I don't hate it. I just can't.
You just can't. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if there's like 4 or 5 different conversations going on in a room, or 3
or 2,
it's just nothing. It's just a lot of noise.
Right.
Like I can't.
Right. Yeah.
Like I can't hear it, but like it's like I'll hear 3 words of this, 3 words of that. I cannot zone in and focus I got to be like, put the blinders on and like, all right, I'm listening to you right now. And that's
Right.
it.
Yeah. I don't particularly like it when multiple people are talking to me. You know, it's kind of like that situation where this person talked to me, but I like it when there's a good amount of comment. Like I don't know if I like it, but I can.
You're able to.
Yeah, I'm able to kind of gather from every single conversation that's going on. So I think that's the music in the car ride is basically based on our personalities.
Yeah.
Just because you can't, if you feel like it's just too much, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's sort of like I'm looking at it from like a respectful thing, but also like I'm not going to be able to focus on what they're talking about. And I want to know, I want to be involved in the conversation.
Yeah.
But if I don't know, it's like,
if we're having conversation, I feel I don't blast it. You know what I mean?
No, definitely.
Turn it on low. It's just.
So, kind of to dive in headfirst on the actual topic, which is music too controlling?
Yeah.
Or do we rely on it too much? Here is why, because I saw this video on TikTok and
oh boy.
This girl was saying that she was like recently became not super, but like really focused on her religion, right?
Right.
And she's a huge personality on the app TikTok. And like she deleted a bunch of her videos and like started posting like stuff that she felt like spiritually better about and stuff. And one of the topics that she brought up was music. And she said that it made her feel somewhat like she was relying on it too much. And didn't really go into depth, but what I took from it was like, say you're in a bad mood, and I don't feel that I don't feel that I've ever had this to where I'll turn on music, because like I said, I don't listen to music just 24/7. I listen to music when I'm at the gym and if I'm in the mood.
Right.
But say you're in a bad mood or going through something, are you going to turn on sad music because you're like, this is what I'm feeling, and then that just makes it worse? Or say you're it's the opposite. Maybe you're in a horrible mood and you then turn on super upbeat music to kind of change your mood.
Right.
Now, I know that there's definitely people that would say like, oh yeah, why would I not do that? But I guess I look at it as, so what happens if you don't have that music, or you're not in a situation, or it becomes something that is, say, like addicting, where your entire personality or your entire mood is based off of your music choices or what you're able to listen to at that time.
I agree with you. I think that it does become too reliant in some situations, but here's what I'll say. Yeah, anything can be too reliant. You know what I mean? It's I view it the same as, you know, you're in a bad mood, so somebody says, "Oh, go take a walk and clear your mind." Now, if every time you get in a mood, you have to go on a walk, otherwise you're in a bad mood, no matter what. You know what I mean? Like it's something like that. Or some people, you know, if they're feeling down, they'll go work out. Or some people, you know, they'll eat. Or you know what I mean? All these different things are ways out of, but I think you have to use them properly. You know what I mean? I think it's like anything. I think you can become too reliant on anything. I think that music is a perfect example of it too, because, you know, if every time you find yourself in a situation, you need to, you know, and it's whether you're religious or not. Like we're religious, so we're gonna, you know, it distracts.
Yeah, it
distracts from God. But even if you're not religious, it distracts from you bettering yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, like that's where I feel like everyone can kind of have an opinion on it.
Yeah, it's like if you every time you are in a bad mood, you have to listen to music. Well, then that's just an out. You know what I mean? You're not bettering your mood. You're just putting yourself in a different mind state. You're not You're not changing your bad mood. You're just almost like it's a weird, like, but you're almost transferring it. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, you're almost pushing it down. Okay, this bad mood is here. put music on top of it, push it down a little bit. Or in some cases, put music on top of it, make it worse.
Yeah, that's the one that really gets me is and again, I was never the person that would do this. I don't know if I just didn't listen to music enough as a kid, or I would just go watch a movie or something.
Right.
That would kind of take the place of it. But there's definitely people that would be going through, say, like dealing with depression or going through something, and then listen to something that is also depressing and also very downing.
Yeah.
And does that not then kind of
it does
lay it on it and make it even worse?
It does. I would do that sometimes. It's honestly though, it's like, again, it's how much you do it. It's what you're doing it for. Sometimes you just kind of are like in that mood. You're just kind of like, you're a little bit
like that's what music's for.
So exactly. So it kind of like it makes you, kind of just feel it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's again, if every time, you know what I mean, something happens, you run to this thing.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep happening until you actually face it, or, in our case, we just pray about it. We pray about it and face it, but still you have to face it. But like, it's just a thing where you're too reliant. It's the same as like video games or movies or reading a book. If you do it too much and do it in only, you know what I mean, to fix something, you know what I mean? Like, you run to it and it's an escape to like, always, you know what I mean? You're hiding in it. I think it's a problem. But if you're, say you're sad and you want to listen to a sad song, I get that. If you're, feeling, angry, or like I do it all the time. Yeah. But the issue comes in is when you're using that thing to make yourself feel better. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with
mood or
to make you better. Because it doesn't. It just kind of changes your state of mind. It just kind of like, it doesn't really. It's almost
like a false sense of healing.
Kind of.
Sort of, maybe.
Where it's like, it's only, you know what it is? It's only like it's like putting duct tape on that. Are you planning to keep it? Just duct tape it every time the duct tape.
Yeah.
No, you're going to fix it.
Right.
You're going to do something more permanent. Where I feel like if you every time you have an issue, you run to a movie or you run to music.
Or literally
in this
anything.
case, music. You're not fixing it. You're just kind of putting tape on it and saying, okay, later. And that's not healthy.
Right.
Anytime you do that, it's not healthy.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Like, I feel like it's, again, you could say it for anything. Yeah. But let's backtrack and think of it in another way of, say, working out, for example. You listen to music when you work out, right?
Yeah.
Right. Same. Do you feel like listening to music while you work out, do you think if you didn't have that music, it would majorly derail your workout, correct?
Yes. For me, yes, because I am I use music to focus on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay. So like, especially
but do
at
you
the
think,
gym.
okay, so do you think if you didn't have that, do you think you would be more focused? Because it's then just you and yourself. You versus yourself. Not like you plus the music helping you get through the struggle, if that makes sense.
I see what you're saying.
And you're sort of more locked in.
I never viewed it as that. I always viewed music as a way to keep myself locked in. As a way to like, not even like, say like, it's kind of anything. Like I use it like just listening to something to kind of like keep me where I'm at, so that I don't need, like, because I'm very fidgety. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not like having a conversation or I'm not hearing something or like working on something, I'm a wanderer. Yeah. You know what I mean? I need to find that thing that I can talk to or listen to, or so like if I put on something to listen to, I can sit there and be fine because I'm listening to something. You know what I mean? Like I'm being, information's going into my brain. You know what I mean? I'm not just sitting there twiddling my thumbs. So I feel like that's kind of the way I look at it, is I need something to kind of keep myself.
It locks you in.
Yeah.
See, me too. But I almost did it today at the gym because I've been thinking about this topic.
Yeah.
So I didn't even have my normal headphones that I take. So I had like a junk pair that I was using.
Right.
But I thought to myself that like I was thinking I was going to try it, but then like I was benching, I was trying to hit a max, and I was like thinking to myself about how it could be beneficial. And I just viewed it as like, if I am doing it, then it's almost like you're working on more than just your strength or more than just being able to walk 2 miles on an incline. It's like you're building that mental strength too, because you're listening to music. Sometimes like you'll hear it a lot. Like if we're not having a discussion while we're walking, or if we're not doing this, then the time takes forever. Say if you're on the treadmill.
Yeah.
But if you didn't have that, wouldn't that also be strengthening your mental focus?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, I guess it's kind of like, it would strengthen it, but is that something?
My thing is I think it's different for every person, and I think it depends on what you use it for. You know what I mean? Like I've gone for walks where I've just walked. You know what I mean? And I mean, I can do it. I can walk as far as I want to without music. I prefer to listen to music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's something where, like, I've listened to Joe Rogan. He said, like, I don't listen to music when I go for a jog. They're like, why? It's like, because it's supposed to be me out there with me. You know what I mean? And I'm pushing myself, not relying on something to push me. And I totally understand that. And probably to a certain extent, I'm like, oh, this is pushing me. But honestly, it's just kind of on.
Yeah.
For
so
me,
it's not,
that's kind of how I view it.
I think the ultimate question is it too controlling? Like, are you relying on it too much to where it's like, oh, if I don't have it, then I can't even function. And
if I go to the gym and I forget my headphones, I won't go home.
Yeah.
Or if I go for a walk and I forget my headphones, I won't go home.
Yeah.
I'll just do what I need to do. But I'd rather have them there.
Yeah.
I guess that like it's like anything. Like, you know, you have the thing like, oh, kids play Fortnite too much and there are two in the and part of that's true. There's nothing wrong with playing the game.
Yeah, it's just when it
becomes everything. It becomes an obsession. It becomes you need it to function. It's just like a drug.
Yeah.
Small doses probably won't kill you or do anything, you know, really do a lot of harm. But it's the addiction and it's the constant need for it that I think is what.
I think I'm going to give it a shot. I think these next couple workouts, I'm going to try it and see how it goes, because I'm interested to see what the kind of like what I can gain from that. Like, where did I benefit from that? And I totally agree that it's like it locks you in, makes you more focused, but I want to see like kind of what that does for me, how I can benefit from that, especially on like the harder days, like doing like a leg day or something like that. Because I feel like it's different when you're listening to music leisurely versus when it's like sort of like you're either dealing with something or struggling to get through a workout. And
what I think you should
that music is getting you through, but could you also then lock in yourself, if that makes sense?
So you know what it makes me think of? And I just honestly think a lot of more people... why can't I talk?
I don't know.
I think a lot more people should educate themselves on placebo effects.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
when you tell someone it's going to do something when really it has no strength or power.
In medicine, which, you know, we don't take medicine, but like they do it in medicine. They'll be like, hey, give this person something. Say this will make you feel better. Say it'll take away your headache. It's just a sugar pill. Yeah. They'll take it, and because they said it'll do something for them, it's
all purely mental.
It's purely mental. Yeah. So I think that's something that you really have to look at. Is this, you know, say you're not feeling good. Oh, well, it feels good to, you know, do this. It makes me feel better to do this. Is it making you feel better, or is it all mental and you're just
thinking that it's making
you're thinking,
you feel
okay,
better.
I'm making, like people say, oh, fresh air. That's more of a placebo. Obviously, fresh air is good for you. You know, going for a walk, and if you're going through something, but it's really a placebo. It's getting your mind right. Yeah. So if you use the wrong thing to get your mind right, then you're going to struggle, I feel like. And I think that's where the individual comes in, and you have to be honest with yourself. Yeah. Am I using this thing for the reason that it's there, which is music is leisurely, you know, or even, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with getting pumped up from a song and going and working out.
I do it every single time.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, I don't think, but if you, we talked about this in like our second podcast is motivation versus desire to kind of
consistency.
Consistency. Like if your mind's right, you don't always need motivation.
Yeah.
You just you just do it. Where if you need, like if you start saying, "Oh, I need this," you got to look at it and be like, "Why do I need this?" and start looking deeper into it. And I think that's important, not just with music, just with everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of people struggle. Is they like, I mean, I do it all the time. Is like, okay, I'm going to apply this in this certain area, but not look at the other areas in my life where, okay, I'm using the exact same thing to do something. You know what I mean? Like, okay, say it's working out. I use music too much and I don't get to the gym enough because I rely on music. Maybe that's true.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, well, I'm not going to do that. And then I miss that I'm, using video games to cover something. You know what I mean? Like everything's good. Everything's okay. Well, not everything, but things are okay proportionately.
Yeah.
It's when they start taking over your lives and becoming just
relying
a necessity.
On them. Yeah.
You need air. You need food. You need water.
Everything else
is just what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's not anything that you absolutely need.
You wouldn't die if you didn't have it. And that's just at a human level.
Yeah.
So that's,
So in the grand scheme of things, it's like...
And even those things.
I think it is just an interesting topic because it's interesting to kind of dive into the other side of it.
Yeah.
Like maybe don't listen to it when you go to the gym just to see what that does for you.
Right.
And I don't know. I feel like it's like you might open a side of you, or you might progress a side of you or your mental in a way that you didn't even realize you weren't progressing.
Right.
Because you're not relying on it at the time.
Yeah. It's very true.
Yeah. So kind of branching off of that slightly, sort of a little bit maybe. What is your preference when you are at the gym as far as music?
Music? I'm much more of like rock and roll. I feel like, rock/metal. You know what I mean? I feel like,
like something heavy duty
that like
to get you
that
through.
Adrenaline rush of like, guitars and you know what I mean? Like I kickstart my heart is, you know what I mean? Like just kind of that like in your face, just like.
Totally. I feel like it's like kind of comes and goes for me, like as far as what it is that gets me like pumped up and ready to go.
Right.
But it kind of depends on what I'm doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if I'm trying to hit a max or like lift really heavy,
right.
I'll listen to rock. I'll listen to like EDM, like just beats,
right? Pretty
much, or some rap. But like if I'm just walking on the treadmill, you know what's funny is sometimes I'll just listen to a podcast. I'll listen to like a show with it, just the audio from it playing.
Right.
But it depends on what the kind of day is. Like if it's something that's like not super hard, or if it's just like a core or like a mobility day.
Yeah.
I kind of like the music will kind of like be based off of like what I'm doing.
Right. Yeah.
But typically it's like that heavy duty stuff because it's been like everything's been like lifting heavy lately,
right.
Just because moving into like new styles of working out. But, Stu, do you have an update for us on your gym experience? Because you've been going a little more.
4 times the last 2 weeks. 4 times.
Which is better than no times.
No times, yes. It's been. I'm learning a lot more, and I'm getting a lot more. I'm definitely. Even though I don't go every day, I'm still know that I'm going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I didn't go today. We'll see. No, I'm going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have the same mindset. No, if I keep missing day, you know what I mean? But, like I said, it's hard to get yourself to just accept that you can do it and just do it.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it.
See, it has to be important enough.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, you hear it all the time. Like, there's always a million excuses not to do something. But for example, like if you got tickets to the Phillies opening day, nothing that came up that day was going to stop you from getting there.
Yeah.
Even if it was a minor inconvenience.
Yeah.
It'll be like, this is what I'm doing now. I can take care of this time or this time.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult when it's not like set in stone, part of your daily routine.
Yeah.
And something that you're just,
this
is what you do every day. Yeah. So if that's not the case, which I know we've covered this a little bit, but it's interesting now because you are going and you are doing more than just the treadmill now. Like you're starting to move into the weights.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that it's right now. It's more so like I know that I want to. It's just like before I go, it's like
it's optional.
At it's like okay, you don't need to. It's like no, I don't need to, but I want to, so I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? I'm just telling. I it used to be. I don't know if it's getting too deep, but it used to be like, oh well, you're not going to the gym. I guess you just suck. You know what I mean? Like you're just not
major negative self-talk,
negative and
which
depression
is
and all that.
One
stuff
of the worst.
Yeah, it just
we've talked.
Yeah,
about.
It comes all along with it. So like my thing is yes, I want to go. Yes, I need to go because I want to. So you know what I mean? Like so go for you because you need to because you want to.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm done with you're just a piece of crap because you don't go. No, I want to go. The only reason I want to go to the gym is because I want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't need an ulterior motive. I just want to go to the gym. I want to be in better shape.
You almost need to swap the negative with the positive self-talk, and that can be hard.
Yeah.
When your final decision is that you're not going to go.
Yeah.
But I'm finding ways for positive self-talk, finding ways to move that into your thought process when you are having those conversations back and forth with yourself is like almost give yourself grace. Well, I had a long work day or whatever. And again, there is a fine line between giving yourself grace and having accountability.
Right.
Because they can sort of combine and like, you're like, all right, well, I could have gone.
The thought comes up like
maybe the positive self-talk is, well, you have the opportunity to go tomorrow.
Yeah.
And hold yourself to that.
Yeah.
But the more it becomes, well, there was X amount of reasons why I couldn't go, or there was whatever that kept you from going, whatever that might have been, then the positive self-talk is going to slim down. But the negative self-talk, I don't know, me personally, I wouldn't think that that's doing you any good.
No.
Like, I don't know that there's really any time. And I know that there is tough love.
Yeah.
But positive self-talk will get you much farther than the negative.
It's like, for me, I am very much so, like, I need to really get into it. You know what I mean? So when I'm not really into it, when I haven't gotten myself fully into it, it's hard to convince myself to do it. But my thing is you want to, because when you go, you like it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so it's like, you want to, so it's healthy for you. And I know that it's just like the devil being like, hey, don't do it. You don't need to.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I don't, he brings all the guilt in. You know what I mean? So it's like,
well, what's the side of you that's telling you not to go? Like, what is plan B if going to the gym is plan
A? Honestly, it used to be a plan B. Well, you can just, you're tired. You take a nap, or you wanted to play this game. So, play Xbox, or, you wanted to, you just go for a walk and then you'll be fine. Any of that stuff. Sometimes there literally just is no time.
Yeah.
That's usually but right now, like nowadays, I'm like, no, I'm not letting anything. I'm going to the gym. Today, it was like, oh, I needed to finish this because I'm working on the Apple podcast thing and everything. So I got distracted. And then my brother called me about something. So I talked to him for like a half hour, talking to him. And I talked to Noam for a little, 20 minutes talking to her. And then it was dinner time. So it was like,
and
like,
then you're coming here.
And then I'm coming here. So it's like, my day's busy. So that's the least of my worries almost.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if I handle everything else, not going to the gym isn't a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? So like as soon as I can get my head around, okay, not going to the gym is getting to be a big deal because you're just not going.
And that's where it's like fit in that positive self-talk because again, like no one has to go.
Right.
And it's just you're wanting to go, and when you don't, you're feeling bad.
Right.
So like that's where when you literally have no time at all, that's where fit in that positive self-talk
Right.
because like you do have the opportunity to go tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
And you will start going once you find a way to kind of maximize your time in a day.
That's my thing.
Because I'm extremely busy.
Yeah.
I could not be busy,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to optimize my time to do the things that I love.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could come home and do nothing, and I would be the only one that kind of got hurt from that, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
Like I'm not held to any standards by any company or anything
Yeah.
outside of work.
Right.
So, and like you, same way.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We could be not doing anything, but it's if you want
Yeah.
to do. Again, it comes back to the first time we talked about it.
Yeah.
We're not really trying to convince the people that don't care about it at all to go.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It's more like if you have that interest or you have that urge, it's not really. I don't know that it's really gonna go away. I mean, it might eventually go
Right.
away, but if it's constant, like you're like, oh, I could have gone. If it's constantly in the back of your mind,
Yeah.
at some point it's gonna have to be to where you just take time
Yeah.
to optimize your time in a day to make sure it fits in.
Yeah. I think it also is partially you love the gym.
Yeah.
You love what you do.
Yeah.
I don't love it. You know what I mean? I think that's my issue is like I don't love to go to the gym. Going to the gym is like
It's something you feel you have to do.
I want to do it. Like I enjoy it while I'm there somewhat,
Yeah.
but not to the degree
getting
where
there.
it's like, it's not to the degree where it's getting me to, you know what I mean? Coming here is a hassle sometimes
yeah.
because, I got to do this. I got to do at home. I'm coming up on that where we're doing projects outside where, you know what I mean? But I love this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be here.
Yeah. It's not like something you're like
when
kind
we
of
film.
convincing yourself to do.
Exactly. I'm not convinced because this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not convincing myself to do it. That's kind of my thing because I don't love it. So when I go, I'm like, it takes a lot to get there. Once I get there, I'm good. Do what I need to do, get it done. It's getting there.
Yeah. I think that's just a major mental thing because
Yeah.
I have the same thing when I'm editing. I know this is majorly going off topic.
Right.
Not really. But the same thing when I'm editing like a wedding video.
Right.
I love when I'm doing it.
Right.
But the idea of opening up and diving into this massive thing that I'm looking at as
Yeah.
like, which I'm sure you look at it in the same way. Like
Yeah.
you're diving into this head first and it's just like for a wedding video, it's just a huge project and you have to be locked in unless you're just doing color grading, but
Right.
you have to be locked in because one, you're telling a story. So
Yeah.
the story has to fit your artistic style, what you have planned for that video.
Right.
And it's like once I'm in it, it's the same as what you're saying. I
Yeah.
have no problem.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's like you want to, you should, and it's like a procrastination
Right.
thing, sort of.
so if you don't want to
But-
do it, if you're like, I can convince myself not to do it. It's going to be so easy to come up with reasons not to do it.
1,000%.
So it's like-
because you have the time.
Right. Exactly.
I think it's very rare. I mean, everyone's different, but it's very rare that I think most people, when they say, I don't have any time, well, how do you have time for anything in your day?
Yeah. I think
You
some people
make
just
time for it
choose to
because-
maximize different things.
Yeah, and some people know how to maximize it better
Yeah.
than others to where it doesn't seem like a chore.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I get home from the gym after work before 4:30.
Right.
And I start my work day early, so therefore I can leave early. I go straight
Right.
from work to the gym, and then it doesn't feel like it almost just feels like part of my
would
work
help
day.
too. Like, but it's like mine is like, you know what I mean? I can't really do that
Yeah,
with my work. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like that would help too. But again, I'm convincing myself, it's just
But-
not as easy to go. But I can still
but
make
you
it work.
could. Yeah,
I
that's
can
the
still
thing.
make it work at 3:30. But it's just like, it's that, you know what I mean? Like that thing where it's like, okay, you just got to do it.
Exactly,
You know
because
what I mean?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like even the time that you leave, like I feel like you would still have the opportunity to go straight from work.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be one, mental blocks, and two, a reason why it's not going to work.
Right.
But again, if you had tickets to Philly's opening day and it was at that same time, you would make something work.
Right.
And then it's just a matter of putting that into your routine and then doing that consistently. And then it becomes just a part of your
Yeah. I think it's just
part
something
of your
before
day.
you start it, you have to be committed to it. And if you're not fully committed to it, then kind of just not even start it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I kind of started it when I was like, I was committed, but I was like, still like, I'm just going to run on the treadmill. And now that I'm doing more, I just, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm committing myself to it, but it's a ramp up.
And it's hard when you're not seeing any results right away.
Right.
That's a major hurdle to get over. I can remember just starting to work out just at home and being 13. And again, all I cared about at that time was just like, all right, well, can you see any progress or anything like that? And if the answer was no, then the next week of working out, it was kind of like you're in the middle of your workout. You're like, what am I doing here?
Right.
It's like, I'm sure you can relate to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, but as soon as you lock in, what really helped for me was as soon as you lock in on a goal and it's like a very specific end goal.
Right.
Everything around that just becomes so much easier because your mindset is locked in on that goal.
Yeah.
And you're going from point A to point B.
Right.
So you're going to do whatever it takes to get to point B.
Right.
Again, you have to have the willingness to do it and you have to have the drive to get it done. But I feel like a goal, having an end goal was huge for me just because I'm not just, I'm just working out just to work out.
Right.
It's like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to be able to move around and be more active? Okay, well, maybe focus on add in some lifting, do cardio, and then make sure you do mobility and core. Right. And it's like, all right, well, there you go. You'll be able to move around. Like that's kind of like what you do every day, but you just don't do it enough. Yeah. So therefore you go into the gym to kind of like adjust that. Yeah. Oh, well, you just want to lose a little bit of weight, lift some weights, get your eating together. Yeah. And so there, it's like kind of having a goal just really helped for me.
Yeah, definitely.
But, I think we can kind of bring this topic to an end. But you know, it's funny. Like, it didn't really. Our first few episodes. Yeah. It was like we kind of just talked about like 4 or 5 different things. I feel like, but now it's like we have topics. Yeah. So it's like we get to it at the start of the topic, and then we get to the end of the topic, and then it's like
we started this
space,
is music controlling us too much? Yeah. And we went to the gym. Yeah, I think it was a branch. It was an obvious branch off, but you know what I mean. It was it's I like the.
Sometimes it's difficult.
We've done I feel like we've done like a good mix of various topic ones with one topic ones. One thing I've trying to avoid, we've been trying to avoid is like repeating ourselves so much. You know what I mean, and rambling too much,
which is tough when you have just one topic that you're focusing on.
Exactly. And so, but we're working on it. You know what I mean? Like. You know.
And plus, it's only two people's opinions.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like how fast
we're trying to like cover everybody's. You know what I mean?
I know.
But we're two people who have one opinion each. Yeah. So it's hard, but it's.
But coming up on the Everyman Guys, our next episode we believe is going to be should we read more books?
Yes.
That would be the next topic. We're going to try to. What's the word that I'm looking for, Jim? When you not branch out on a topic, but kind of cover a lot on that so that we can not go off into like 13 different things.
Tangents?
But...
deep dive?
Yeah. Not deep dive on other things. Deep dive on that specifically.
That's what I mean.
Also, guests.
Yes, we're working on it. We have
I'm ready to have... I am ready to have a guest.
You're ready for a new voice.
I'm ready to have a guest, but the only question is, where will they sit? Do we just force them to sit here? Hold on. So if I move over and you move over.
For an hour? No.
Yeah, maybe we'll do like half-hour episodes for when we have a guest.
But we could angle You know, we could make it work.
We'll make it work
We'll make
because
it work,
that's
'cause
what we just
do.
talked about.
We can even put the brick. We can get more of the.
And just do like maybe like a corner situation. That would make sense.
We'll make it work. That's what we've been doing. The whole time.
It is crazy. Though, like we're coming up on episode 15 already.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it today, and it took me on my personal YouTube channel, just like posting like cinematic shorts and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It took me about a year or more to post my first 30 videos.
Right.
And
we're already halfway there.
We're already halfway there, and we weren't doing 2 videos a week right away. We only started at like midway through or something.
Right.
But yeah.
It's been a journey. It's been fun.
It has. And this will be our last episode ever.
We're done after this. We're hanging up the tail.
But yeah, I want to put out another poll for them to kind of give us
also
thoughts on what the next topic could be about.
Sorry, I kind of I've been up.
Do the
a
also.
little bit.
Do the I don't
do
care.
the alsos.
Do the also.
Also, we would appreciate it very greatly if you left a comment, subscribed, and liked. We don't like to ask because everybody asks. And everybody has these videos where they go, we don't like to
So we
ask.
just decided we would tell.
We would tell.
Subscribe,
here's the thing with
like,
YouTube.
and comment.
You only progress if people like, subscribe, and comment.
But here's why you benefit.
Right.
The reason that it's important that you do that is because we will then be reaching more people.
Correct.
We will then be getting more subscribers.
Yes.
We will then have opportunities for sponsors, and then we'll be able to make this bigger, more guests, more
YouTube
everything.
is much more willing to promote this video if you're more people interested
interacting. If that makes sense.
Every like, every comment is even now is so much appreciated. And every time you come text us or talk to us, very much so appreciated.
Yeah.
If you're thinking to yourself, hey, what can I do to help these guys out? Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. Jim, do you got like one joke?
One joke?
Yeah.
Just
to kind of like lead us out of this episode.
Lead us out of this episode. Okay.
We'll get as much time as you want. All right, everyone, just hold on.
Okay. This.
What did when the chicken
and then he crossed the road,
and that's why.
What happened?
Because
did you know though
I
that diarrhea is hereditary? It runs in your genes. Yep.
Is that because of science?
But I think what's more important is what I also wanted to make the point of.
Well, I need to because
you go first. And you say what you need to say
right,
because I feel like if you want to offer more of an insight to it, then maybe you should.
Here's the thing. Our next episode is going to be about books and should we read more books?
But also
because I don't read books. You don't read books. We listen to Audible.
That's true. I used to read books.
But that's what our next episode is going to be about.
But
sometimes we struggle with certain topics because we finish the topic and then we don't know what else to talk about.
Exactly.
So essentially you're just listening to us talk right now.
And that's fine.
We're literally just talking right now.
We do.
We're talking right now, and they're just listening to us talk. And they're like, I'm not going to turn it off because it's pretty much over. You can tell that it's almost over.
This kind of like
but the main
really
thing
cuts to the center of my like, comment, subscribe. Because they're like, what am I commenting and subscribing
like,
to?
Why?
Rambling. Why would I do this? But
to bring it full circle, the main thing that we're both trying to get across to them is thank you for watching, everybody, guys. We'll get to the next episode. This one's got to be good, Jim. Yes, that was literally
you can't see it, but we did it.
On.